Welcome to Tom's Trading Room. It is Friday, December 11th, 2015, and it's hot in here. And I'm talking about my office right now. It is hot in here. My air conditioning is off, but I'll tell you what, it isn't as hot as the volatility is right now in the markets. Wow. I've got a lot I want to cover with you in a short amount of time, so let's get going. SPY you're looking at on the screen right now, and I'm looking at basically a 50-day chart, which takes us back to the lows at the beginning of October and how we had that huge run up that occurred all the way up until November. We started seesawing since then. We're at the bottom area. This is very, very interesting support. In fact, we actually closed just below it on SPY. I'm more interested in where we are on Monday. I do think that a lot of this is related to the Fed meeting next week. I think the big boys are pushing this down because of oil, and oil is the excuse. And that a lot of people, it's very possible a lot of people are going to be on the wrong side of this. And I think we're going to get that pop back up to around the 209 area on the S&P. That's what I believe is going to happen. But again, anytime we put money down on the markets, we want to make sure that we've got our I's dotted and our T's crossed. And for me, that means options. All right, so that I can eliminate that unlimited risk position. So we'll see what happens, but I do think the volatility will come down after the Fed meeting, and our eyes will turn to the holiday shopping season. Okay, so this is SPY again. Very, very crucial. We've got about a triple bottom happening here from the lows that occurred at the end of October, at the middle of November, and what is happening today. So all eyes are going to be on Monday and seeing what happens Monday as we head into Fed week. TLT, real quick on the bonds. So bonds had an interesting something that makes me a little nervous. They broke above their resistance, all right, as TLT jumped up above the resistance that happened just a few weeks ago, and they closed near the high. And what's even more interesting is I watched the after hours, and the after hours, they pushed it right back up. So if TLT actually traded after hours, we'd be sitting near the top of this candle right now. We would be near the top, which would be around the area of 124. Again, Monday is going to be a very, very interesting day. Let's check and see what's happening on the other side of the pond with euro dollars, and more importantly, FXE, which really is the calmest of the bunch. As you can see, the week, we did get a jump up on Wednesday, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we stayed in a tight little range between 107 and 108 on FXE. More importantly, notice what's happening with volatility. It's really kind of on the low end. It's on the low end of what's happened this week. Probably one of the few things that volatility actually went down on this week. I'm going to show you something that volatility did not go down on, and that is crude oil, and more importantly, USO, which hit our target of 11 today. All right, hit our target of 11 right on the nose before closing at 11.07. Is this the bottom of oil? I don't know. I mean, I had a target at 11, but my goodness, I didn't expect it to get there this quick. I expected this to be a slow burn into January. But here we are. We've got a low USO, and we've got real high volatility. So any of you that are interested in dipping your feet into this and trying to bottom pick this, you're better off doing it on the sell side, selling options premium, and maybe trying to protect yourself somewhere around this 10.5, 10 area using put spreads. That would make the most sense. All right, let's just hit a couple stocks real quick. The first one I'm going to show you is, I'll tell you, you want to see something that looks like it's going out of business. Chesapeake Energy is just falling apart. And just when you think it can't get any lower, it does. Even with its earnings, which were slightly on the upside, that meaning that their losses were less than investors expected. That's actually beating your earnings. We still went from a 7.5, where we're closing down here near 4 on this particular stock. And if I come down and take a look down here at the bottom, I'm just curious to see what's going on in the dividends section. And you look here, dividend yields really were, back in July they were over 2%, but then we had to cut the dividends, and now we're back at 2% again. So are they going to cut dividends again? Obviously, time will tell. I can't leave us with such a low note if I can find something that actually had a positive on it today other than bonds. would probably have to be GLD. And GLD Gold actually had a open lower but closed higher and had this outside reversal day. And even though volatility went up in GLD on the gold options, near money options, it did have a bit of a positive bounce to what's going on in the overall markets. All right, guys, so we're going into Fed meeting next week. What's going to happen? It's anybody's guess, but I would say if we went back to SPY one more time and took a look at it, I really like it to the upside. Unless we fall out on Monday and Tuesday, if we hang out in here, I really do like it to the upside, and I'm willing to take some limited short-term risk on SPY, looking for, somewhere between the 202 level where we are now to 210 by the end of the week. That's 8 points on SPY, that's 80 points on the S&P, and that's about 800 points on the Dow. And last thing for members, if you want to check out all the information, the details, etc., then log on to tomsoptiontools.com. And if you just go to the home screen, log in. Once you log in, come on down to the newsletter, and you will see the newsletter that we have that is for this week following December 11th. Hey, one more thing I want to let you know, if you don't already know this too, if you're looking to be a user of tomsoptiontools.com, check out our 7-day free trial. You can sign up by logging to www.tomsoptiontools.com, click on the 7-day free trial, and you can see everything from our basic option trader all the way up to our professional trader package. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.